Hello everyone, welcome back to Rolling Solo. My name is Adam Smith, and today we're covering Shadows of Brimstone Wave 1 to 2 Unboxing Part 2. And in the last video we were able to go through a box in which had many new heroes, new enemies to add to the game. This right here is a Shadows of Brimstone mission box, and likely is full of things. Actually, I'm almost 100% positive this is full of things I do not have. There's nothing in here I should have, because all these mission boxes were coming pretty late in the game. And so none of this stuff, I believe, is at retail. So we'll find out real quick as we rip this open to see what's inside. I'm really excited about this. So first off, I'm just going to go ahead and find a spot I can actually cut this. That's not going to involve me losing my hand. We'll see how that goes. How about I cut towards myself, because that's brilliant, right? So let's get a little bit of a... Yeah, I broke every rule right there, what I should and shouldn't do. So we'll go ahead and pull this plastic off. Oh man, what could be in here? I don't even know. That's the fun thing. It's like open these Kickstarter boxes up. It's like Christmas morning because I have no idea what the heck I am gonna find. Let's see. Oh, there's this one sealed, so let's cut it. Hopefully, I always hate doing this because I don't know what I'm cutting. So we'll pop this up. What do we got here? Oh, there's some actual mission tile. There's tiles in here. Ah, cool. Okay, so what do we got? I don't know how to actually get this out without destroying everything, but it looks like we got a couple. Cool, we got some extra map cards for Caverns of Cinder. Obviously the Hellfire Succubi can have different appearances in the game. We have more map deck mine tiles or cards, which is awesome. There's a whole bunch of actual tiles. That's really cool. So you can see this is the vampire based one. So really what's in here is every single mission pack has its own tile or has its own cardboard piece cut or punch out. So even for the Lost Army, for instance, is in here as well. So if I rip this open, you can see there's a Hellfire Succubi kind of area. So I guess when you hit this area, the mission that will occur when you land in this area is likely specific to the Hellfire Succubi. And there's obviously 6 different ones in here. What else is in here? There's more cards. That's not all. There's always more cards. Oh my gosh, look at how many cards are in here. This is ridiculous. Okay, so a whole bunch more map deck cards. Who knows? These are all specific to probably finding these particular tiles. So Blasted Waste cards. This is ridiculous. Like the amount of cards in this game is like mind blowing. I think I'm gonna just insane. Like I think I've hit the end of the cards, and then I open a box and there's like a whole bunch more. It's like this is craziness. What else is in here? These are just. I think this is it. So I actually emptied that one out pretty quick. Of course. Really cool tiles are right here. These, on the other hand, are going to be the enemies for the admissions pack. So the Feral Vampires is one. The Crimson Hand is another. The Werewolf Feral Kin is another. Black Fang Tribe. Hellfire Succubi. And, of course, right back to Lost Army. So there should be 6, and there is one for each of the different locations. Now, I'm going to go ahead and open this up because I think you guys want to see the actual different tiles. And I haven't actually shown in any other unboxing yet any of the actual tiles yet. And I think it'd be really cool to see them so you guys get an idea of the quality of them. So again, very colorful. They're glossy, so they have a little bit of a sheen to them, which is nice, but it also makes the artwork really pop. One thing that's really nice with Shadows of Brimstone is they do a good job on that. On the opposite side of this, looks like another vampire-based one where you got like a, that's crazy. That's really cool. So I guess you get, it's two-sided. So I guess that's actually really smart. I didn't think they would do that. They actually have the ability to run into this kind of stuff two-sided. This one actually even has a start tile or an end tile with a snake or tentacle coming out of it. Like almost like it's busting through the door. That's really cool. Again, fantastic artwork on the tile. If you flip it over, you get a totally different look and feel. That looks really cool. Oh, exploring these places is going to be so much fun. Here's one here, and I do apologize for the fact that I'm probably not telling you what shows up there. This one has the Inquisitor story and some story cards. I'm not sure what that last one I just showed you ties to. This one here ties to the, well, it says the War Shaman, so this is probably the Black Fang Tribe is my guess. So they've got themselves some sleeping quarters as well as some bags there, some pots and stuff like that, sticks, sleeping bags. I don't know, the artwork in this is just awesome. I can look at the tiles all day long. There's 3 of them actually, 3 separate small ones. Really interesting. And then, of course, wow, that does not look pleasant. It's like some kind of gigantic monster coming out of the ground. What's this? Curse of the Werewolf. So we got ourselves a big map tile here. Lots of squares in that to explore and run around in, as well as a whole bunch of tokens to punch out. This is obviously the werewolf-based one. Oh, that's really cool. Like a big closed-in area. Man, the artwork on this stuff is awesome. I keep saying that, but it really is. Again, another mine tile. This one's for the Lost Army. You've also got cannons, which is really cool. So you can see the cannons in the picture. This is kind of like their area. When you find this area, you're going to run into some trouble. And then, of course, on the other side, oh, that's really nice. It's like an outdoor, oh, that's really interesting. That's Swamps of Jorgano kind of thing. That's like you kind of run into one of the rooms, essentially. That's really interesting. I like that. Okay, what about this one? This is the Hellfire Succubi. Wow, talk about popping off the tile. Look at the color of this thing. Like the flames and the illumination on that tile make it look like the tile's literally on fire. This is again one of the reasons why this game, I really do think this game is underrated in terms of what it provides. Again, it's obviously not cheap to get into, but I think this is up there for one of the most visual and especially for people that are new to dungeon crawlers or even people that are not. If you go with just the base sets in these things, you can have a blast. And the amount of stuff that you can upgrade in this thing is just like unbelievable, as you've seen. So that's really cool. I'm going to have to punch all that stuff out in order to get it kind of moved into my new deck. So what I'll do is I'm going to take this bag really quick here. I'm going to throw these tiles back into that bag as best I can. And then after that, I'm just going to shove this stuff aside and we're going to open up the Blasted Waste. Yeah, I know you guys are excited about that because there's a bunch of people who are probably eyeing that expansion when it hits retail. And that's one that I'd like to show off to you guys because you know why? There is valley tiles for the first time on the opposite side of any expansion, any big box expansion for Brimstone. This one does not have mine tiles. It literally has valley tiles. I've never seen them. I don't even know what they look like, but I think it's going to be fantastic. So let's jump right into that and see what that's all about. So here we go. Gigantic pile of tiles. Now this is what happens when you get a deluxe expansion. Massive amount of content. So pull this back. We're going to have to pull out all of the extra stuff, which includes likely the book. And again, I can show you for the first time, again, some things that maybe are new. So we get a Tribal Void Dance. This is going to be likely a special promo card is my guess. We got the Ghost Warriors, the Wasteland Warriors. So again, when I was telling you about the Tusken Raider kind of look from Star Wars, some of these guys definitely ring the bell, in my mind anyway, in terms of how they look. This is the best example I can give you because that just looks so cool. Inside the adventure book, again, it's just more rules. But the cool thing is every expansion of Brimstone brings its own environment's rules. So when you end up in this blasted wasteland, look, you can see there's a day cycle, a dawn cycle, a dusk and night cycle. Just ridiculous. And here's an example of kind of what a mine could potentially look like. So cool. There's a bunch of there's an idea of kind of the enemies within. And this is the other thing for people that want to paint. So there's like right here, there's 5 different tribes that essentially these wasteland scavengers, warlords, and heavies can be from. So you can actually go ahead and paint them whichever tribe you think is coolest, or you can paint them all one from each tribe. You know, however you want to do it. So if you're a painter, this is the kind of game that's just I'm a painter myself. I just don't have as much time as I used to. But you can see here too, there's a bunch of missions. So I'll start at mission 1, and whenever you start in a deluxe expansion, you get 6. They're full page kind of missions, and you can always play the prior old missions. You can, because at the end of the day, remember, you don't have to play the mission that's in this book. I could play a core game mission from the base box, and I could go through a portal and just end up here, which is ridiculous. Okay, so moving on. That's the base stuff. Again, there's this is also whenever you buy an expansion, you get these things here. So this is obviously Gladiator Arena. So there's certain different locations you can visit when you're inside of Blasted Waste. Looks like there's a whole bunch of them, so that's really cool. I don't know what exactly is in there, but I feel like cracking that open because I think people want to know. So let's do it. Let's take a look at it and see what things are in the Blasted Waste. So Gladiator Arena, that's very specific to Blasted Waste. I've never seen that before. Depth chart, there is one already inside the core game, but this is specific with its own doubles rolled situation, which are, you know, things can go south on you. It looks like, oh, that's really cool. So there's a wasteland campsite. So you can actually have a campsite and chill out in the wastelands. That's really interesting. Wow, that's cool. I did not know that they were doing that. This one has a desert marketplace. So this is where you do a location event first when you first go to the marketplace, and then from there you can actually go purchase things. And this whole sheet will reference all the things you can purchase: transports, clothing, equipment, all that kind of stuff. Here's another, and these are going to be one for each of the different places you can go to. The scavenger dock. You roll for your event there, and then you go ahead and you start purchasing things there. And there's a whole card worth of stuff to purchase. There's a temple. So again, do your event, go ahead, purchase things, do things there. Likely to do with Steel Mutations. The Wasteland Workshop, probably more like a blacksmith, allow you to kind of pimp out your guns and stuff like that using Darkstone. This one's weird. I've never seen this before. This says Idle Darkstone. I don't know if this is a duplicate of something. I've never seen a sheet like that before. Not a duplicate, but I've never seen a sheet like that before. And then Mining Operation. Wow, really cool. I actually have no idea. I don't know anything about this particular expansion at all. So I'm very much in the dark in this one. But that makes it even more exciting to rip open. So here is the pile of sheets. I'll go through these one at a time off camera so you guys don't spoil it. But so there you go. There's your valley tile starting up. So that's the first time on one side you've never seen a mine tile. Typically mines would be on top, and then when you flip it over, there's your Blasted Waste. So this is another world, but this valley area is actually in the real world. So that's really, really cool. So we'll put that one aside. This one right here, another pile of valley tiles, ends and doorways. Again, on the other side, Blasted Waste. And then another one, some more from the valley. So again, as you're going through, and there's like some life water, scrap armor, some things you can find as you go along. Again, Blasted Waste tiles. This one right here. Oh, this is what's really cool. So here's like a really big valley tile, and you'll notice there's an entrance to the mine tile. So this is where you could be like going through the valley and then eventually find this. Then this would lead you into a mine, which is extremely cool. There you go. So now you're getting into some really unique looking Blasted Waste cards. You got some giant mech machinery kind of thing that's crashed. Some like, looks like there's some huts for where you could potentially hang out. Another one with just more and more tiles to adventure in. Just craziness. I hope I didn't bump the camera there. I probably did. There you go. There's a mine at night, so you're coming to it in the nighttime. That's pretty cool. Some dead characters in the ground. Oh, I popped that one out. Another Blasted Waste location. Another tile with some portals. Those are portal tiles, by the way. If you see blue, those represent moving into a portal. So again, if you have the Doorways of Darkness, you can use that as a representation of going through the portal. There's another, wow, those are really cool. Now we're getting the really unique rooms, like once you get out of the waste. This is the valley tile. But that's really cool because it's all blocked up in the middle. So it probably blocks your line of sight and stuff. Here you go. So you're going to get some representation of each of the places you can go to in the Blasted Mines in tokens. So when you saw that sheet that I showed you over here before where there was like 4 or 5 spots, you would go ahead and randomly pull maybe 4 of the 6, and only 4 of the 6 locations will be there because it's different every time. There's a really cool, I don't even know what the heck that is. It looks like a giant tunnel into the earth. It's pretty crazy. Another valley tile with some, looks like they have some instructions there for the first time. I've never seen that in Shadows of Brimstone yet, but it looks like there's actually like showing some, and there's your day, night, dusk kind of cycle. A huge valley, oh that's really cool, like that. Like the apocalyptic kind of feel. Oh, that's a really nice valley tile. It's got a bunch of plant life that does not look pleasant. And then this one here, oh, valley tile with a gigantic broken wagon that's kind of crashed. And then again, another entrance to the Blasted Waste, really big one. Ooh, that's cool. So this one's like an area where some people didn't have too much of a good day. So it looks like they had a few people get killed. There's one person hugging a rock because they're dead. And this one's just got a whole bunch of bones inside of it. Makes sense when you're in the Blasted Waste. Another water-based tile with some items around it, and then a really cool, wow, that's really awesome. Nice artwork on that. And then another water tile. Jeez, I like it. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's like you're going down maybe into a base. That's pretty cool. Wow, that's a lot of extra content. So I think what I'm gonna do is, can I get through the other one? I could attempt. Might be kind of hard, but I'm gonna try to do it. This is gonna be a bit ridiculous. Let's see if we can get the Derelict Ship done in this one as well. That sounds like a lot, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So here we go, Derelict Ship. This is the last one, so if we get this one completed, then we've got all the unboxing stuff done that I think I want to do through a video. And then the next thing that'll be coming up after this will be likely in the future when I do a showcase for Shadows of Brimstone. It'll be a solo setup and solo overview for the game. So here we go, auto turrets. So we have turrets that can show up in the ship. Beacon drones can show up on the ship. So again, you don't get to this ship unless you go through a portal in the mines. You go through the portal, it takes you to this other world. That's the reason why people are like, why is there a space theme? Because this game has themes for everything. Once you go through a portal, you don't know where you're going to be whisked off to. And you can be thrown onto a ship, essentially, in the middle of space, full of, like, astronauts that are dead and everything. It's crazy. So there's turrets, drones, and necronauts is what they're called. And they're kind of like dead astronauts, essentially, floating around in space. Again, you get a adventure book with it, which is creasing and making weird sounds because it's probably never been opened. Portals and void vortexes and all kinds of stuff. Again, you get 6 specific missions that are either preset or exploration. So very, very cool. Now we're going to go through our set of tiles. So we have a brand new mine entrance tile. That's one that's, this is what a typical mine entrance would look like, but that's a brand new one where you're kind of going through like almost like an area that's been broken down. Also comes with money chips. I like that. That's pretty cool because I think that was something that was missing in the game, was a representation of good money. Typically you kept money written down on a sheet. So this was really nice in that you were able to actually punch out coins for it. There's like your space side. This is going to be really cool because this is going to be such a different theme to what I already have. I mean, obviously space and Western just sounds like something that would clash so badly. But when you start playing this game, you realize, oh, that's really nice. So you got some really nice corridors, stuff like that. Wow, that's so cool. Just the idea of like going through a portal and all of a sudden end up on a spaceship just sounds absolutely ridiculously awesome. And there you go, there's some more corridors. So at the beginning, it seems like the first few are typically all about, they're almost like junctions. You're going to get lots of cross junctions and corner junctions and corridors and all that kind of stuff. And then later on, as the tiles go through, they start to become unique like this. For instance, it's a really unique room you could run to in the mine and stuff like that. It's like one giant tile, and then there you go. You got like some massive kind of plantation or greenhouse kind of thing in this space station that you can run into. That's really cool. I've heard rumors in the Derelict Ship that a void vortex can open up in here and actually literally suck your character off the ship. Or a hole can be blown in the side of the ship and you can be pulled out from the pressure. So that's just like, it's craziness how far they went with this. So again, another gigantic mine tile. This is what you typically see in the core game, a lot of these, because you're exploring the mines. But once you go through those portals, then you end up in a place like this, for instance, where it's just really, really cool. Here's another mine tile. Again, I'm not really talking about the fact there's all kinds of other tokens around here that are going to spice up the area and make it look good. Here's another space-based and mine tile, as well as a portal entrance too. You can see that it always gives you a portal entrance as well as the matching kind of terrain with it. So in that case, Derelict Ship. Here's that's really cool. This one has what looks to be a person who has then had their legs kind of turned into tentacles. They've died. There's a gigantic, humongous dark stone. That dark stone is the main thing in Brimstone, the one thing that is obscenely powerful, and the reason why everyone's kind of exploring the mines in the first place is to go after this stuff because it's valuable, it's powerful, but it comes with a deadly curse that when you're either holding on to it or getting close to it, you're slowly getting affected by it and mutating and all this kind of stuff. So it's a part of the game. There's a real nice, cool looking bay, kind of like looks like a docking, like this is kind of like essentially where a ship could potentially come in. I'm not too sure, but there's a whole bunch of jackets there, astronaut kind of gear, space gear. That's really cool. Another mine tile with some wood and some broken railway tracks. Wow, that is nice. So you got a whole bunch of doors, some actual doors in that's really cool. I should actually find some miniature doors that are space-based. I think that'd be really cool. Some pods, essentially. Cryo chambers, maybe. I don't know. Oh, this is nice. So like a water tile. So I do have some of these types of mines where you'll get into some stuff like this, but I don't think I've ever seen one where like it looks like there's some flooding. There's been water in some of them before, but not. They're always different and unique, and I like that. This one's really cool too. Another room for the ship. Again, coming with tons of money. It's obvious that people were really asking them for some way to record money besides writing it on a sheet of paper, so they covered that. This is another massive circle, which means this is probably a corner. Yep, this is another one of those humongous kind of greenhouse vegetation areas. Here's one where a minecart basically went flying right off the rails and into a pile of water, and it looks like the walls are being held up by some massive beams. There you go. There's some really cool looking. This is like the command center or the. That's really awesome. So this is like the main area of the ship. It even has the windows showing the stars in the background, some nice lighting. That's really cool. So imagine just jumping into a ship and then end up finding the command area. It's pretty cool. This one has runes on it. That's interesting. I've never seen that before in a mine tile before. So there's runes everywhere. Wow, this is like the neck, the core of, I guess it could be considered the core of the ship. There could be all kinds of things. It could be the shield generator itself. I'm not too sure, but that seems extremely cool. We've got ourselves another mine tile. That one's kind of unique. It's got some machinery there on the bottom. Very, very big. These last ones seem to be massive. You can see there's some cool tokens here for the derelict ship, like heavy vac suits you can get. I imagine you need these vac suits in order to walk around in here. You probably start taking damage based on the air quality. There's that void vortex I was talking to you about before. And another, again, I am kind of grazing over some of these, but you can see there's a hole. So I think this is where stuff can actually, in the derelict ship, you can actually have stuff come up out of the ground. So you could be running around essentially in this area, and something could literally pop up through the grate with one of these tokens and appear in front of you. I think that's really cool. So it really has that kind of alien vibe going to it. Wow, check that out. Dark stone black hole in the mine. You don't want to fall down that. That's instant mutation material. Very cool. And wow, really devastating, devastated kind of area there. Geez, that's a lot of blood and a lot of beds and a lot of missing bodies. So if you were wondering where those necronauts were coming from, this is likely what started it. So there you go. There's the derelict ship. That's pretty awesome. I can't wait to punch these out, get them all kind of sorted into a gigantic, massive pile, and then put them in with the rest of the Brimstone stuff I already have. But I really hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing. We managed to cover everything in this video that I wanted to, unboxing-wise. I don't think there's anything else for Shadows of Brimstone, so this Brimstone game, I will be doing a core game run-through that will have all this stuff in it, so at the end of the day, I don't know where we'll end up. The game will just take us somewhere when we're doing our mission. I will likely do the exploration mission just to make it fun. I don't know what will happen. We'll see. But again, I can't promise on when that'll happen because I've got to obviously get all this stuff into the game, and I may not have all the miniatures built, so we may have to use what I have already instead of this new stuff. We'll see. But I don't want to make any promises about a time frame, but I'm telling you that Shadows of Brimstone will be something that I showcase in the future 100%. So I hope you look forward to it. If you are excited, as I am about it, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Subscribe if you haven't, and this is the first time you visited the channel. I've got a load of other showcases you can check out and other content. So until next time, guys, keep on rolling solo.